Hi, I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. We're here at Hart High School. This is part of our Profile of the Week series, and today it's Hart senior Jade Hovey. Thanks for joining us, Jade.
Of course.
So, kind of a sad story, you know, in terms of what happened in your senior year. We're going to just jump right into this. Looking forward to your senior year. Everybody does. You know, you get to play with your sister finally, and then 5-6 games in, you suffer a knee injury. Can you tell me what happened and just what's the first thing that goes through your mind when you're down on the floor and that happened to you?
Well, to be honest, I mean, I've rewatched the play over, and it seems like a totally normal basketball play until it isn't. I remember the first thing I thought, honestly, was that there's no way it can be my ACL because it hurt terribly. Like, it was the most pain I've ever been in. And then, I'm sure, as you know, Kendall Williamson, like, both times she tore hers, she said it wasn't very, very painful. She could walk off the court. And so I was like, there's no way it's my ACL. And then also kind of like, there's no way that it could be my ACL because, I mean, I'm sure everybody thinks that, like, it's me. It's my senior year. This isn't going to be what happens. And then went back to the trainer's room. Thankfully, we had our school trainer here. Aaron, he traveled to the game since it was a close one. And then Shelby's trainer was also there. So that was helpful, having two different people. And then I don't even remember it. I just remember kind of sobbing. My dad was there, so I was just hugging him. And I don't really remember, but I guess Aaron did a couple tests and was pretty sure it was my ACL. And it was.
Had you ever been injured before?
Over the summer, I battled a couple bad ankle sprains with travel ball just because going back and forth with travel in school, it was constant basketball, and I didn't really give myself time to heal. But I'm never the person who's hurt, so this is kind of new.
So the day you signed with Indiana Wesleyan, you realize a lifelong dream, and then hours later, you suffer the knee injury. I mean, you look at the irony of that and maybe the being unfair, life's unfair sometimes. I mean, those emotions, how did you wrestle those emotions?
It definitely took a little while to settle in. Like you said, life's not fair, but life's not fair for everyone. And I think in a way it's easier because, yes, I do miss out on the high school season with this really special team. But the end of basketball for me is not after this injury. I get to go and play for another 4 years. To me, the hardest part is that it's with this team. Obviously, with my younger sister, it is really tough to not be able to finish the season with her.
It's been a little while since this happened. How much time have you reflected on why things happen, how they happened, but then maybe on the other side of that, appreciating what you do have, that you still get to be with your sister, you still get to be with your family, you still get to be around the things you love even though you're not on the court with them?
Mm-hmm. It definitely takes a while to set in. I've talked with Kendall a little bit about that too, and she's like, it's like for some of her injuries, it didn't take only a couple days, and some it's like it's a month out, and you're still like, this really happened to me. But no, like you said, the coaches have been really, really good with. I had a couple conversations with them on what does my role look like now in practice and in games, because I did go from a very large on-court leadership role to now not being on the court with my girls. And the coaches have been very, very supporting, just from where I sit on the bench to be able to still contribute to what role I can have in practice. The coaches have been really supporting. To still be able to go into the gym with my sister and my dad as the assistant coach is a huge blessing. So I'm very thankful for that because I know with some girls when they get injured, you know, their life kind of just becomes rehab and then they kind of get separated from their team, and that's really not the case here. So I'm very thankful for that.
How do you think Addie's doing?
Honestly, if anything, I think she's played better. Like Coach said earlier, she really doesn't know how good she is. And I think she's started to find her niche within this team, I guess. And it's so fun to watch her just turn it on and figure out what she can do, where she can do it, and how to play off of the other girls. Because with any new team, I mean, we've played together for 3 years now, and she's just coming in and has had a couple months. So I think she's definitely actually playing better. It is a bummer to not be able to help her on the court, but thankfully she's still really receptive to criticism sometimes when she comes off the court, and I always have something to say to her.
Now, you guys, we've talked about this before, like in a previous story that I've done on you, but the deafness, you have degrees, I think, in your family, you know, between you and your sister. Can you just explain what that is and just how much you guys have overcome, and especially your sister, and just, you know, she's doing great.
Yeah, exactly. So I have just mild hearing loss. So I wear bilateral hearing aids, and she is legally deaf, so she has cochlear implants in both ears. So it's definitely a little bit more of a challenge for her. But I would say, honestly, I wouldn't say that it crosses over and affects too much of basketball. I feel like I can hear a decent amount. Usually can't hear Coach Travis, but nobody can hear Coach Travis. I would say it is more of a challenge with her, and I'm sure she'd tell you the same sometimes. It is a little bit difficult for her to hear, and that's where it is more of a bummer that I can't be on the court with her, because being in the atmosphere with her instead of on the outside, I was able to communicate with her a lot better. But several other girls on the team, you know, Morgan Marvin, who plays the other post, for example, and Aspen stepped up, Mariana stepped up. Everybody's kind of stepped up and understood that she needs to, you know, have a little bit more communication on her end than somebody else might. And that goes along with just being a freshman and not knowing plays sometimes too. But I have been really proud of the way that the team stepped up, especially since that communication level has kind of dropped off between us right now.
And you grew up, you know, raised in a basketball family. Both your parents played collegiately. In fact, I think they might have even met in college, and you know, through basketball probably. But how much pride is there, and how awesome is it just to be able to watch your sister, even though you can't be out there, watch your brother Parker, and just even your little sister, your youngest sister. I mean, how cool is that, just to have that family dynamic and have that bond through basketball?
It's awesome. I mean, it's definitely something. My parents never like pressured us to play basketball. I played pretty much every other sport before I played basketball. Parker started a little bit younger, but he's the guy, so he kind of took it up right away. But they've never pressured us to play basketball, but it's something that we all just kind of fell in love with. And we're kind of gym rats at this point. I mean, my mom's a coach, my dad's a coach. We all play, so it definitely is a really fun bond. And developing the skill like we have, we all kind of know how to talk about basketball too. So even when we go home, like we leave the gym, the conversations are usually about basketball, whether it's college basketball, NBA, or whether it's about, you know, the game Parker had last night. A lot of things in our house revolve around basketball, but it's never something that I felt pressured to do. It's not something that our parents force on us, which is, I think, just gives us more love for the game.
All right, well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Great job.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm Scott DeCamp. This is CatchMark SportsNet, and thanks for watching, everybody.